Hello everyone and welcome to NASCAR News Kid. Today we are going to talk about the Kansas Cup Series race at Kansas Motor Speedway. It was a Larson domination show except a different type. We'll get to why and we'll get to the recap results and 36 or 36 update as well all ahead. So stay tuned for that. Before we get to it, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to all the subscribers or supporters of this channel. It is truly appreciated. Anyway, let's get to the recap here. Larson won the pole on Saturday. Wow, like we didn't expect that. And he led the field back to green initially. And then we had an early caution. AJ Allmendinger was smoking. His car was smoking. And he would eventually be out of the race. It was very weird. And then Larson would lead back green. And then they'd have a pit cycle. Larson would just cycle back to the lead again. And then we have Byron blowing a tire. Spins entering the pits and gets to the pits with no caution. That was from second place. And that was what could have been a good day for William Byron. He didn't really show up at all. Finished 24th. So very, very bad day. That was the start of it for William Byron. Larson would go on to win stage number 2. And then we'd have pit stops. Larson would enter first and exit first. Very obvious for the Hendrick team. Larson would lead the field back to green, and then we'd have green flag pit stops, and Larson would cycle back to lead, and he would go on to win stage number 2. Chase Elliott would exit the pits first after stage 2, something different. He would lead the field back to green, and then we'd have a caution as the long run is going. Brad Keselowski would eventually get to third on the green flag run, second, because he got a good pit stop. Congrats to RFK for actually doing good this weekend. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But they're running good until in the long run, Keselowski was running second. The tire pressures were getting way too low. And he blew a tire. And I want to bring up the tire pressures was a huge thing this weekend. People getting too aggressive. Living their life on the edge. Putting the tire pressure so low. And they blew so many tires this weekend, and there were a few more we'll get to in a second. But Brad Keselowski lost that race because he got too aggressive, but he also gained in the race because his tires were so low on air pressure. So he kind of got better, but he also kind of got worse. So I don't think it did them any good. And that was from second place, and he got into the wall. That car was tore up. He eventually went to the garage. Very unfortunate, and his day would be over. I was very frustrated with that as a Brad Keselowski fan myself. And then Chase Elliott would enter in the pits first, and I believe Larson would exit first. Yes, indeed. Larson would lead the field back to green. And then cautions breed cautions. After stage 2 ended, we had a whole strip, not after stage 2 ended. After that Brad Keselowski cautions just kept coming. I mean, 3 in 14 laps here. Lap 201, we have our first caution. Cody Ware, Daniel Suarez, and Ty Dillon all collide in turn 2. Who would have thought Cody Ware being in a crash? Like, seriously. Larson would lead the field back to green after that because he still held the lead just barely over Joey Logano. And then it would not last long, that green flag run. There would be a caution lap 208. Kyle Busch would spin on the backstretch, just 4 cars all together. And the third car above Kyle Busch came down a little, and Busch got sent spinning. No contact, though, so you Kyle Busch fans are actually lucky. Though it still makes you frustrated when your favorite driver gets spun. But he didn't hit the backstretch wall. Good job to Kyle Busch. Shout out to him for actually keeping it out of the wall. That was a veteran move, as we'd expect Kyle Busch to do. To use, I guess. And then we'd go back green. Larson would lead the field back to green. And then we'd have a caution again, lap 214. Justin Haley, Eric Jones, and Bubba Wallace would all crash. I believe Austin Dillon was also involved in that. And Justin Haley was pretty tore up. And remember, that was my brother's 36 or 36 pick. So remember that for a little bit later. As we talk about that later. And Justin Haley was doing the Kyle Busch move, driving backwards, back to his pit stall. That was interesting, so I just wanted to bring that up. Bubba Wallace would be out, and Eric Jones would be out as well, though Justin Haley would continue a few laps down. Larson would lead the field back to green. Larson would lead to the end. Ryan Blaney was coming quick in the end, as his car usually does, like they set it up so he's better on the long run. But he was coming alive at the end, finished third. But Larson would go on to win. He lost a ton of time in turn 4 on that last lap. His tire was just like dying the last lap, but he held on for a victory, quarter of a second, so really close. Because when you're thinking of his lead, he had a 2-second lead. It shrunk to a quarter of a second in the last lap, which was kind of crazy. But that is tire wear at Kansas. That's the reality. And Larson would win at Kansas. Let's see here. So just a quick overview. Larson won the pole, stage 1, stage 2, and the race. Not surprising. It was like Bristol, but it was actually good racing, okay? It was better than Bristol. Let's get to the results here. Kyle Larson finishes first. As we mentioned, Christopher Bell second. Really good day. Solid day for them. Third for Ryan Blaney. He was pretty quiet, but he did finish third. Chase Briscoe fourth. Started 35th. But their car was good. He finished fourth. Was up there pretty much the whole final stage. Alex Bowman finished at 5th. Josh Berry 6th. Ryan Preece 7th. Chris Buescher 8th. No surprise. He finished 2nd here last year. Joe Logano 9th. The momentum keeps going on. By the way, I want to go back for a second. Josh Berry, shout out to them. And shout out to Ryan Preece. Those two teams have been good on the mile and a half all year long so far. Good job to them. Very good job to them. John Hunter Nemechek 10th. Austin Cindric 11th. Todd Gilliland 12th. Now, I want to give a huge shout out. The biggest shout out ever. Corey Heim finishes 13th. His 4th Cup Series start in the 67 car for 2311. He finishes the highest 2311 car, which is crazy. I mean, this needs to be highlighted. Corey Heim 13th as a rookie, not even full-time, 4th Cup start, and he's doing it. He's up in the top 15. He finished there, and he is doing it. He's the best out of that team. Great job for Corey Heim. That needs to be highlighted. 14th for Noah Gragson, and 15th for the wonderful, most popular driver, Chase Elliott. I had to put that in there. All right, let's get to some notables here. 16th for Zane Smith. I want to highlight that. He was up front pretty much all day after some strategy work. It wasn't even really strategy. I want to highlight multiple bad days now, too. 17th, Tyler Reddick. What was up? Oh my gosh. We expected him to be up front at Kansas because it's a wall riding track. Well, not really wall riding, but ripping the fence track, really. And he was not there all day. Was it because of the 4th 2311 car? I'm kind of questioning that. 21st for Kyle Busch, obviously, because of that spin. 24th for William Byron. Their day was just horrible today. 25th for Carson Hocevar, or 26th for Carson Hocevar. He was decent. 27th, my 36 or 36 pick, Riley Herbst. 28th for Ty Gibbs, and 31st for Justin Haley, and then some very unfortunate DNFs. Bubba Wallace, 33rd. Denny Hamlin, 36th. and Brad Keselowski 37th. Those were very unfortunate. So 36 for 36 standings. My brother still leads by at least 88 points. He has 252 points, and I have 165 points. I gained 10 points, and he gained 6 points, so an overall 4-point gain for me. Not big, but it's still worth it. And some topics just to highlight here before we end it here. Roush Fenway Keselowski was up there in the top 5, even the 6 car at 1 point. So, shout out to them. Not the best finish. I mean, they finished, what? Let's see here. They finished 7th, 8th, and 37th. 2 cars in the top 10. That's even a good day for RFK. They haven't had the speed that good, unless you're talking about Ryan Preece, but that's good for them. So, shout out to them. Also, I want to mention, I already mentioned this, but I'll bring it up again. Tyler Reddick, very, very quiet. Oh my gosh, he was just not there today. He was not good at all. It's the flat out truth. And last thing, I want to highlight this. If you stuck around to the end, you're getting a treat here, as you're getting a preview of what will be posted during the week. Clint Bowyer, it's unacceptable. He was dialing up Kyle Larson on the radio at the beginning of the race, before the race even started, as they were making their pace laps for the race. Clint Bowyer says, "What's up, Kyle Busch?" What? What was that? I mean, oh my god. I can't even talk about it. I'm gonna post the short clip I screen recorded, obviously with the credit to NASCAR and Fox, but like, it'll be a short during the week, hopefully, or it might be a short video, but, I mean, seriously, Clint Bowyer, why? Hope you enjoyed, hope I ended your day, I hope I made your day better by ending this video this way. Like I said, that will be a short or a video, so look out for that during the week. But that'll do it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, a preview of the All-Star Race.